Welcome, everyone. Thank you for your time. Super excited to be here for the first meeting of 2024. Then we have Liubov from inDrive. She's a senior data steward from the data governance team and the data observability team. And she is actually going to explain us how they are using OpenMetadata in your organization. I've seen these slides already. They are awesome. They have very cool usages. So I hope that you also enjoy that part. If you have also any questions for her, we are going to have some minutes at the end. Otherwise, you can find her and the rest of the team in Slack as well. And now I'm just going to pass the word and pass the screen into Liubov. Thank you for taking the time to present here. The floor is all yours.
Hello and welcome. Thank you everyone for your presence. We are delighted to have you on. I'm sure the expectations are high and I hope not to disappoint. My goal is to provide you with valuable insights and engage in meaningful discussion about the case of using OpenMetadata in inDrive. My name is Liubov Pasechnik and I'm pleased to meet everyone today. I have been working as a data steward for 5 years already, and I'm passionate about leveraging my knowledge to contribute to efficient and ethical use of data within organizations, recognizing the crucial role that effective data governance plays in achieving business goals. Let me introduce our company. We are the second most downloaded red-hailing application, and I would like to say that inDrive provides an expanding list of urban services, including intercity transportation, freight delivery, and etc. I hope you had a chance to be our client. I'm a part of data observability team. This team is not just a guardian of data. They are architects of reliability, custodians of quality, and champions of data-centric culture. Today, I will cover several aspects like why did we choose OpenMetadata, how does OpenMetadata help us with our pain points, how we manage deployment, and what features do we value the most. But let me start with a couple of words about our architecture. In the very beginning of the company, we had a monolith database, but when we started to grow exponentially, I mean, more and more data started to come from different sources, from different locations, then we understood that it's high time we switched to microservice architecture. It helped us to raise data locality, and in that moment, we faced the challenge to track all services because we have more than 100 databases in AWS. Regarding our pain point, I would like to mention that in inDrive, we have such aspects like that our data is distributed and diverse across different departments and services and DBH layers. So it's crucial for us to have a tool with a powerful advanced search, detailed data lineage, and integrated business glossary model. Let me explain how we deal with them in more details. I would like to ask you my favorite question: how not to turn a data lake into a swamp? I mean that it's crucial to always have in mind this question when it comes to building your IT landscape, scaling your business processes, and choosing new software. Definitely the first step in any data-driven digital transformation is to start managing your data as an enterprise asset. What does it mean? I mean to take inventory of it, assess it, and maximize its value, providing transparency and credibility. When we embarked on our journey of enhancing our metadata management, we were looking for a solution that not only offered robust features, but also aligned with our commitment to open source technologies. OpenMetadata provided us flexibility that we needed to customize and integrate seamlessly with our existing IT infrastructure. The vibrant community and the continuous development were additional factors that influenced our decision. I would like to start describing our journey by mentioning some important points in the deployment process. Basically, we have a team of DevOps, data engineers, and stewards working together. We reckon that it's crucial to document the deployment process, use these cases in order to reproduce it when it comes to updating to a new version with a less amount of efforts. Because definitely we are ambassadors of documentation. We are data stewards. We have 3 instances of open metadata. I mean, one is for prod and the others are for testing. Talking about some difficulties we face in the deployment process, I would like to focus on the following. We have our internal inDrive data quality libraries for incident management. For example, if there's an ingestion failure, information about it can be found only manually in Airflow open metadata. We would like to have a solution, to have solution, I mean the library that would automatically send the alerts to PagerDuty. The stack is presented in the slide, you can see. Okay. Let's dive into our use cases and start with lineage. Understanding how data flows from different systems, how it comes from different layers, and how changes to one dataset may impact others, it's often complex and time-consuming. Lineage is here to help and to cope with it. We have different scenarios where it can be useful. For instance, our BI team asked us to provide a lineage from sources to Tableau dashboards. And at the screenshot, you can see the example. You can see how data comes through different layers to dashboard. Talking about our achievements, I would like to mention that we use custom scripts to parse lineage from dbt, RowSQL codebase, BigQuery, scheduled query, and Tableau to build a single point of truth. We would like to say thank you to OpenMetadata support team for contributing and supporting SQL lineage Python library, which really makes it easy to collect lineage data from RowSQL. It's important to continuously enrich your metadata, except classic setting of metadata ingestion from services. I mean, we did some enhancement. We marked up the tables and columns with the use of self-written taxonomy user. And also we marked up personal data based on the coincidence of 2 or more entities inside the table. What does it mean? For example, you have a table with columns which contains email or maybe passport ID, and together this table should be marked or maybe tagged as a personal data validate. You can see it on the screenshot. We have such tag, and it means that this table contains personal data. It can be very useful, maybe when it comes to provide some access and etc. And also, we plan to automate the process of testing new versions. What does it mean? Now we do it mostly manually, but we got an advice from OpenMetadata support team to use a tool, Cypress. It's just a suggestion. We will be glad to hear other best practices from you, how to test new versions. So do not hesitate to write them and share your experience in the chat. Okay, the third topic is metric and product event glossary. Basically, glossary is a tool which promotes alignment by ensuring that technical terms are explained in business-friendly language and vice versa. You can use glossary with different scenarios. For instance, when it comes to onboarding. I reckon that everybody knows that it can be difficult to discover a huge amount of specific terms and metrics that are used in the company. It can be hundreds and thousands, maybe, depends on the scale. And also we use glossary as a single source of truth for metric calculations and formulas. So everybody can open the relevant card and see how metric is calculated and where it's stored. And for example, use it without any duplication. Talking about concrete example, I would like to tell a little bit about our use case of ESG reporting. ESG is a non-financial reporting So we need to provide all metrics and by how they were calculated to auditors. Glossary is here to help us. As you can see a screenshot, you can find almost everything: formula, script, synonyms, useful links to external resources, some kind of text, who is an owner, who is a reviewer. And also you can see a status, for instance, approved, which means that this information is up to date and you can use it in your reporting or maybe when you provide this information to auditors. Also, based on my experience, I would like to mention that the connection of business and technical metadata can be one of the advantages of business glossary. So now we are very interested to find the best solutions how to link a metric with a table or dashboard where it is calculated or stored. Because you can just click on the name of the table. Here you can see that we are in the card of the glossary term. Then we switch to assets tab. And there we can find some assets in our data catalog that are connected to our metric. So click it on the name of the table, you can dive into it and then see the full lineage. So you can get a clear understanding how this metric was calculated. It can be very crucial when it comes, for instance, for IPO requirements. I mean, to have a transparent lineage for key metrics. We decided to use such a way like putting a comment with FQN. I mean, every single glossary term has its own FQN, and we decided to put it as a comment in the formula in a Tableau in calculated field, and also as a tag in the column of a DBT model. But we are not pretty sure that it's the best solution. So if you also face with such problem, or not just a problem, it's like a task how to link technical metadata, I mean tables and dashboards with the card of a glossary term. So also let's discuss it and please share this. Share your experience in the chat if you want. Okay, and also we are very interested in using glossary approval workflow. It helps us to get an approval from different stakeholders. For instance, all key metrics which are used in IPO reports or maybe in ESG reports should be reviewed. So internal functionality like glossary approval workflow is quite important to be used. So let's conclude and go to maybe some kind of discussion. Generally, now talking about lineage, I also would like to mention that we would like to start add some services and some ETL and lineage which is connected to streaming data. So we would like to have a ETL Kafka parser for streaming data. And also talking about my previous topic, we are interested in automation of linking terms, I mean connection between business and technical metadata. And we are waiting for some improvements and enhancements in glossary approval workflow. We have created some feature requests, and if I'm right, or maybe OpenMetadata support team can add some information. As I remember, it will be implemented in the next versions, both about streaming data and both about glossary approval workflow. And definitely we value such library. So I suppose I tried to be not so long and make my presentation quite laconic. So I can make some pauses and we can decide which topic is better to discuss. But I would like to focus on this kind of topic, I mean metric and product event glossary. Also, we have, I would like maybe to add that we have future different, we have different structures of glossaries. For instance, we have different business verticals, and we can create a glossary for each request. For instance, we have BI team and product analytics team, and for them we created their own glossary. Also, we have a lot of different kind of product events, and because it's a specific glossary object, we created a separate glossary for them. And case by case, we start to add new types of glossary, and obviously we write some documentation how to create and how to scale your glossary. Because it's crucial to not only provide the functionality, but also to create a process, and this process definitely should be suitable for stakeholders and for requirements. Yes, I suppose it's a high time for questions, and maybe we will start a discussion about some ideas how it's better to connect business and technical metadata, or maybe some ideas how to test new versions. These are key questions that can be found from us.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for the presentation. I think definitely useful. It's always very, very interesting when we see how different organizations with very different needs, they just try to, let's say, organize and make sense of the different features in the lineage and glossary and whatnot. I do think that this challenge that you're facing about how can we directly link some of the metadata that we might have in Tableau, that we might have in BigQuery directly with the glossary terms that we have in OpenMetadata can be an awesome discussion. So if some of you here have already had like some thoughts or have some alternatives aside from adding these FQN comments directly into the Tableau fields and you would like to share that, I would say, please feel free to add any suggestions in Slack. As always, you can, sorry, I meant in the chat. As always, you can continue the discussion both with us and with Liubov in Slack as well. And we'll try to also keep some minutes at the end in case that you need to basically think a bit about these topics and maybe you have some suggestions by the end of the meeting. We'll save a few minutes there. So thanks a lot, Liubov, for the presentation. Really, really appreciate it. And folks, don't be shy. Share your thoughts and help us all make a bit of more sense of all of these pieces that we can connect here into Open Metadata.